staging and design.
When you're preparing the home for staging, we're talking about there's no renovation being done, there's no construction being done. Let's suppose that, this is just a spare room that you have in the home, and then you're just trying to get it ready for Airbnb. So, what are the things that you have to do first when you're starting to stage? You have to look for those minor defects that can be fixed quickly. For example, if there's some patching that needs to be done because there used to be holes in the wall, patching and painting is a very simple thing to do. Also, updating your light fixtures, those things that you can order maybe through Amazon, and you can just change up to make it more modern, to make it more updated. So all of those things are very easy to incorporate when you're starting to prepare the home. And the same thing goes with the electrical switches. You can change them out. Mount the TVs. That way you don't have to have all of the things around the TV, all the cables being seen. You can actually mount the TV. You can actually maybe change the electric outlet so that it's behind the TV and you're not looking at it. Another thing is that you have to plan for your shelves and your closet routes instead of having huge walk-in closets. So when you are having this preparation for the staging, you can check out if you have like a huge closet, you might be able to utilize that space for something else. For example, a lounging area. And if you do have a spare space, you can just add like a closet rod. You can get creative on ways to incorporate closets without actually having a walk-in closet. And using those closets, open closets that we've seen, we actually are able to remove the doors, and then we can add a floating desk so that now you have a work from home station. Another big thing to do when you are preparing the home is to actually get rid of the keys. So make sure you're able to install a keyless doorknob or a keypad lock, smart keypad lock. There's many different keypads that are available in the market. So make sure you're able to install a keypad lock that maybe you can change the codes remotely. If not, you can also do it manually, but please make sure you get rid of any sort of keys and that they are not able to actually utilize a key to get into the property. It's gonna save you a lot of time and a lot of headaches because people will take the keys with you and you will lose the keys. So just get rid of the keys and use keypad locks. So this is an example of lighting, how we incorporate lighting. We like to incorporate the lighting hanging from the ceiling or maybe wall scones and the pendant lightings to making it more modern. So we just make sure that the lighting that we change actually works and within the design flow as well. Now, when you are preparing the home for staging, you also have to install cameras. That's gonna be one of the first things that you should do because it's gonna be used for your protection. Now, the cameras that we use, we are gonna be sending it to you guys within our affiliate links. And those cameras are very easy to install, they're very easy to use, and they're very easy to are able to share what it is that you're recording. And so these cameras, you can only install cameras by making them face towards the outside. You cannot have cameras inside the property at any time. So make sure that all the cameras that you install, they either look towards the driveway, they look towards the backyard, they can look towards the pool. I don't recommend you installing a camera that will look towards the actual inside of the home. So if you have a camera facing the inside of the home, you can get in trouble if a guest complains. So that's why I don't install them looking towards the home. If I need to have visibility to who's coming in, that's why I always install my cameras facing the outside, but always near the doorway. That way I can count how many people come in into the home and that we can continue to see who comes in and out of the property. You have to make sure to disclose the location of where you have the cameras in your house rules and also in the safety requirements inside the application of Airbnb. You also have to disclose that it's audio and video recording. And you can also install the smart thermostats. That's going to be another thing to change when you're doing your Airbnb staging, because if you do change out to be a smart thermostat, then you can actually end up saving money, saving energy when the guests are not there, that you have no one staying at the property. You can just turn it off remotely, or you can also make sure you turn it on before the guest arrives so that they can come into, the home it's ready for them to check in. The part of design, furnishing, and decoration for Airbnb, this is when you are sure about the design that you're gonna be going with, and you make sure how it's gonna flow within the entire property. So transform and create an experience for your guest. Like I mentioned before, design is everything now. If you're not in a tourist area, you do have to make sure that you are putting a lot of thought into the design. And even if you are in a tourist city, the design will go a long way and it will maximize your profit. So make sure that you think about the design, but you also think of how it's going to be functional for your guests. So it doesn't mean that you have to go out on a shopping spree and buy everything completely new. You are able to use furniture that might fit in within the design. If you have furniture and you can DIY, maybe you can sand it down, repaint it. Or for example, if you have some really good couches, but they're outdated, you can always just buy a sofa cover for it and make it more modern. So there's a lot of ways that you can utilize the things that you already own in the Airbnb property. That way you can save money. But something that I don't recommend reusing from someone else, it's bedding, towels, anything that is, hygienic for your guest. That everything has to be brand new, and it has to be brand new for your Airbnb guests. Do not be using or mixing things from your personal home to the actual Airbnb guests. So make sure you're always thinking about those things. But you can rearrange the furniture that you already have. You can purchase new one as long as it's actually within that same design. And fit a design that works for your property. That way you don't have to do a lot of work. So like I mentioned, if you have already gray walls and black trim, then think about a design that goes well with it so that you don't have to do a lot of work. The less work that you have to do, then obviously the better you're gonna stay within budget, and the less time it's gonna take you to have it up in Airbnb as soon as possible. So, select the design that works for everything of within the property. And then you can go ahead and purchase decorations that are related to the same design. So there are certain things, the knickknacks here and there, that you can actually go out and buy. I use a lot of the actual budget-friendly places, and it's really good to use them for the knickknacks here and there. I also like to shop a lot of local. So if I know of someone locally that I can buy from, I will do so. I like to keep the money within the city. I think that's also a very good thing to do. For the mattresses, how I was mentioning before, if you have a really good mattress that you can use, I recommend you buying a mattress pad. And that way you can use this really good quality mattress. But now if it's not in a good, if the mattress is not good, then I do recommend you buying a new mattress so that the guests can have a great night's sleep. Because again, you are offering a place for them to stay and for them to sleep in. So having a good mattress, a good quality mattress is important. And you can always just buy mattress pads also for protection for your future guests. One of the things and one of the links that we do have in this course is actually gonna be minoanexperience.com. It is a referral that we have been using for quite some time, where you can actually get a lot of discounts, so you don't have to pay retail price anymore for your furniture, for your bedding, for your towels. We've been using a lot of standard textiles, and we buy it in bulk through this platform, and that gives us the flexibility to actually save money, but also to use everything the same for all of the properties that we have. I recommend you buying everything white. I know a lot of people are scared to use white, but you do white bedding, we do white towels, we do white duvets, we do white pillow covers. Everything that we use, we do white because it's the easiest thing to actually clean. A lot of people are scared of it, but it's actually really easy to clean. You clean it with vinegar, you can clean it with hot water and with baking soda and detergent, and a lot of the stains will come out, but also make sure you always pre-soak if you do have stains. But also that's why we love to use white. It makes it look clean. And I mean, think about it, guys. Why do the hotels always use white? Because it makes it look like it's 100% clean, and you can actually see all of those details if it is not. So that's why we like to use white, and we never use Clorox in our white laundry. So this is a video of how it looks every single time before it's ready. So this is the part where we're starting to bring all of the furniture, all of the things that we have to get ready, and then this is the final reveal once we're done and it's done with the staging and the decor. So when you are preparing, right, we're staging. So this is another thing that you have to make sure that you are incorporating into the Airbnb. You have to know the essentials. You have to put, blankets and hangers and storage and, water for your guests. Also in the bathroom, you can add the towels, washcloths, tissues, shampoo, soap, hair dryer. There's a list of amenities that you are able to choose from inside the Airbnb app for you to say, I do have this, I do have this, I do have this. So it's important for you to go through that list and to check out the checklist that we have provided for you with all of the essentials and where you can actually purchase them from. So that's a very important thing as well. But these are all the essentials that we always provide for every single Airbnb that we have. Now, the kitchen essentials, you have to have enough plates, glasses, mugs, pots and pans, utensils, and garbage bags. But the most important thing about the kitchen is that you have to provide for your guests. If you are hosting up to 6 guests, then you better make sure that there's enough plates, not just for the 6 people. I actually provide 3 times the amount of guests that I'm hosting. So if I'm hosting 6 people, I will go out to buy 20 plates, 20 glasses. And then for the utensils, I buy an exaggeration of it. And the reason is because I'm not sure why, but everybody always throws away the forks or throws away the spoons. And before you know it, there's only, 5 spoons left and 5 forks left. So that's why I prefer to buy utensils. I probably buy about 40 per set. And I don't buy expensive utility. I actually buy, at Dollar Tree or the dollar store, because I know that it's something that I'm gonna have to be replacing very often. But for the kitchen, it's very crucial that you are providing enough plates and glasses and mugs and all of those things. Because imagine you being on vacation, imagine you staying here in this Airbnb, and every single time you actually have to wash the dishes. How annoying would that be? Think about your guests. Put yourselves in their position. Would you want to have to wash that plate every single time you use it because there's only enough plates for one per guest? That's not right. So make sure you are providing more than enough for all of your guests. And another thing is that we do provide the forget basket. That's our bonus. So within that forget basket, we provide things that you might have forgotten. For example, extra toothbrushes and toothpastes. And we provide cotton swabs, and we provide, sometimes we even provide chargers, tampons, pads, painkillers. We are always trying to go above and beyond, but we also leave behind batteries. That way, if for any reason our batteries die, the guest has a way to actually get batteries, and we don't have to go and run to the guest to provide these extra batteries. So that's why we always restock our forget basket, and we like to leave this forget basket. Aside from getting great reviews from them, it's gonna be a good thing, and it's gonna save you or the guest a trip to the drugstore. So here's just gonna be a video of what we actually provided, how you can see how we set it up within our open shelving for the kitchen. All right, so now that everything is set up, you have staged your Airbnb, you have all of the knickknacks, you have all the decor, you have all the bedding ready, you are ready to rock and roll. Another thing that I forgot to mention is to always make sure that before anyone has ever stayed into your Airbnb, you have completely done laundry for everything that you bought. That means washing all the towels, washing all of the bedding, washing all of the sheets, washing all of the cases. Make sure you washed every dish. Make sure you washed everything. Do not put something new into your Airbnb for your guests to use. You always have to make sure it's clean, so make sure you wash everything inside that property and to give it a proper deep clean before you bring the photographer to have the pictures be taken and for it to be ready for your first guest. So what is it gonna be? So once everything is set up, you have to stage it how every single time you will want the cleaning team or yourself to put it up for the turnover. So these are pictures of how every single time those properties have to look like. When our cleaning team comes in, they understand and they follow the pictures provided in the listing to refer it back to, so that they can know that every single time it's gonna look exactly the same. And now you want to become set up on Airbnb. So once the home is ready, you can actually use our referral link. I can help you out showing you how to set up a listing. I can hold your hand and show you how to set up your listing, how to answer to your guests, how to do the whole thing once you're using our referral code. And what that means is that, I'm going to show you how to set up your account, how to put in everything from, your payouts, and then submit all of the descriptions, the title, also what are the messages that I send. So I will become a co-host for this new account that you have provided, and I will guide you through that first guest until that first guest checks out. But what is another thing that you have to think before you start putting it on Airbnb is that you do have to have those pictures ready for Airbnb. But before we hire the Airbnb photographer, before we hire a photographer for you to put it up on Airbnb, we also recommend for you to test your stay. So if you can actually stay in this property, that's gonna be a really good thing to do. Or if you can ask a very, honest friend that you have to stay at the property, that way they can check it out and they can tell you what you're missing. They can tell you what you should change. They could tell you what they couldn't find. And so the feedback that you'll receive from the actual guest perspective is gonna be very important, because we want someone to stay there, if it's you or someone else, that it's not a paying guest. So we wanna make sure that we can fix those things before an actual paying guest comes through and stays there. So that's why we like to test our stay before we actually have our first Airbnb listing ready to go.
My heart goes la-dee-da, da-dee-da, la-dee-da, da-dee-da, la-dee-da.